summary of
Now I'm just thinking about all that stuff that's happened. It's pretty wild. Yeah, a lot of stuff. Nice. Sorry, Ace is very excited about the recap.
Are we setting off all the dogs?
I think so. I think we set off Jules. Anyway, so the Marin thing is weird. Wait, who's aging very quickly? Say that one more time.
Suffers the
Right. Okay, so we're gonna have to figure out how to transport the Mythalar. I think we talked about that at the end of last session, that Mel was gonna be the one to carry it. Or Damon.
Travel with.
Right, he was just gonna fly it straight to Koldahar.
And let me see if I have my level 6 slots, because I might be able to just bop the rest of us right to Koldar. I do.
Did we decide how we're moving the loot?
We have not. So, we also have a shit ton of loot.
Oh, nice.
on the
It's 4,500 pounds of loot. That's fair. Well, I think Damon wanted the gauntlets.
If no one else has objection to that.
Go for it.
And I think I wanted the
Um,
book.
Yeah, that would be good for Isolde.
Oh, the book?
Yeah.
Oh, because it increases my maximum for that score too? Sorry, Veril. Taking that.
Yeah, what's the book do again? That would be great.
What's your wisdom at, Gert?
My wisdom. Let me pull him up. Players. My wisdom is at 18.
Alright, you might want that then, because mine's already at 20.
Is it? Do I have to attune to it?
You just have to read it.
It's gonna take 2 days, but
But isn't it like you have to read it for like 48 hours over the course of 6 days?
yeah.
Now,
I can
it
read.
says that it loses its magic but regains it in a century. So, if we put the book underneath the Mythalar,
Right, have Mel hold it.
I think we can work out a system.
I think we found a loophole.
No, but you can take it.
All right. Sweet. Okay.
You can't or can?
Oh,
Okay.
well then, I'm gonna take it, because you can get other stuff to increase your wisdom, Gert.
Okay.
I'm
What's your
gonna use it
wisdom?
to- 20. So this might be the only thing that can put me over the max.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can. I'm really psyched about this. And we found so much money in here.
Can you give us power to drag and drop stuff out of the dragon loot?
Do I have time while we're in this cave to attune to my new gauntlets? Beautiful. That's really exciting.
I think other than the book, I don't have really use for anything else, do I? Doesn't look like it.
Do I understand correctly that Serenity doesn't require attunement? Okay, I have been assuming it requires attunement, but now I'm not seeing it on there. So, okay, that puts me at 3. And I am unattuning to my cloak of protection, and will offer it to anyone in the group who might want it.
So I just started off by putting all the platinum in the bag of holding. Do we want these tapestries of ancient history? Seems pretty dope.
Hang them up on the walls in Varel's tower. Yeah, that's his shit.
Do they look like? Sorry. Do they look like they have anything to do with like the Netherese Empire at all? Okay.
Damn.
I took the Ring of Protection from the Dragon Horde.
Alright, did you already copy it over?
I dragged it into mine, but I didn't take it out of the Dragon Loot.
I'll take the cloak of protection then and unattune to my staff of withering because I rarely use it. Does anyone want that?
The Staff of Withering?
Yeah.
I don't know. Can I use that?
I think so.
Yeah.
Does necrotic damage, so I don't know if that's a thing for you. We should ask Mark.
And no, it requires attunement, and I'm full up on attunement stuff. I've got a lot of important things going on.
War mage.
But you can put it in the bag of holding if you want to keep it till later.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the ruby in the bag of holding, but only because I assume that it's expensive and we can sell it.
Yeah. What does it do?
And essentially, like, it's almost like a warcaster thing without having to be a warcaster. It changes a martial weapon into a spellcasting focus.
Oh, okay. So not necessarily. So I don't even.
Are we planning on just leaving the rest of the loot in the dragon sword?
Whatever we don't take, yeah.
Oh, we can always come back for it.
Yeah, it's hidden. Do we want to do the thing we did with Koldahar, where we do like the teleportation ring?
Oh.
Then we can come back. Well, if we
I
find a tree,
can't. The only reason why I could set Koldahar for teleportation was because it was a holy site. I don't know how Vero learns teleportation circles. But, I mean, anything that's left over might just be useful for Mel to... Like, we could tell Mel to take some of the wealth and bring it back to Bryn Shander, since we never got the wealth back from the
I was also
Giants.
going to ask what Mel's carrying capacity is. If he's going to, like, fly this thing back to Koldahar. Okay, it might not make sense for me to go with him then, because between me and the Mythalar, I don't know how much the Mythalar weighs, but that would be like his entire carrying capacity then.
how heavy is the gold, or whatever? Yeah, we would have to do some creative rearranging. I don't know how much room we have left in the bag of holding.
200 pounds.
Damon can carry like 190 pounds of stuff and be heavily encumbered if we're going to teleport back to Koldahar.
Since we're in the dragon's lair, there's like no trees or vegetation around. John?
Oh, yeah. No, you're out in the sea of moving ice. There's like no living stuff out here.
Cool. Alright, well, I'm tapped then.
Yeah, I mean, Mel knows how to get here. He can slowly take this stuff. I don't know if we need it all for ourselves.
So, when are we going to address the, what do you humans call it? Griffin in the room?
Aren't you a human?
He totally is a human. Oh.
Yeah, I'm an air
Bastard.
elemental. Yep. I'm
Let's-
speaking all of this in, what is it? Aaron? Or whatever language this is. Yeah.
Let's finish what we were doing first.
I just want to make sure I know we are teleporting back to Kuldahar.
Correct. I can teleport 5 other people and myself. So
Okay.
that leaves young Marin and Mel to travel alone.
Uh-huh.
I could fly. So I can fly with what do you call it? Mel. And then you take him here.
Okay.
Alright.
Should Damon scoop as much gold as he can carry into his cloak and wrap it up and teleport it back to Kuldahar?
Probably, yeah.
Or are there like carts or barrels or things? Chests. Alright, and how long does the circle stay open for?
It's instantaneous.
No.
And it's
Well.
just people.
No objects?
No.
No, we can all load our pockets full and then flip out.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I can put 10,000 of it in the bag of holding. And then I'll take 10,000 off of here.
So it's 20 pounds 1,000, right?
Yeah, I think
1,000. Let's see. Correct.
Alright. And I'll be encumbered, but I can probably take...
I can take 9,500 and be heavily encumbered, but then
Yeah,
I can just
same.
leave it. Then I can just leave it at Kuldahar.
Yeah. Same. Alright. We need like a bank or something.
Deposit it into the bank at Kuldahar and take it out in Luskin.
That's true. Yeah. I feel like Benji is...
Seems like
I
a
feel like
bad
that's the
choice.
safest way to do it, really. Alright. Could he, like, scribe or something, circle into the dragon's hoard so that we can make multiple trips? Okay. But right. But like we could go to Waterdeep, offload the expensive magical items we don't need, and then put the gold in a bank, and then go back to Kaldahar type of thing.
I think that sounds like a good plan. I mean, by the time we offload everything in Waterdeep and teleport back to Kuldahar, Mel should be back at Kuldahar with the Mythalar.
Um, sounds good. We still have to like actually talk to Marin at some point.
Yes.
Right. This is just metagame bookkeeping.
No, he's just sitting there waiting, looking at us.
I
Like,
do like the idea of him introducing himself and then all of us just huddling up real quick.
And talking about how to move money.
Right.
Alright, has everyone maxed themselves out on gold?
Yeah.
Yep. But not, it doesn't match, like, the Moltanis' spell book that he took from me, right?
Does it look less warm? Or would I even have any frame of reference? Okay.
I'll make that investigation roll as well.
That's kind of seems right. Um,
I'm just staring at him as he does this, like, very, very unsure of what to make of this.
Taryn will kind of wave to it and say there's more than enough to go around.
I do so happen. Yes, I am from the Netherrealm Empire many years ago.
You said you were in, you were looking for Yithrin? By... Okay. When were you captured? Three months. He's kind of like doing calculations in his head, I guess. But you successfully found Yithrin. Why did the expedition leave? Was it because of emotions to the dead body? Or the like dissolved body, I guess, now, because of his ritual? Okay. What sort of opposition? Can I do an insight check? Because it feels like he's not saying something.
Well,
Does it look like he's actively trying to avoid that, or is he just like being vague because he's a vague person? Okay.
While Taryn is doing that, I'm going to approach and ask, I do not mean for this to be uncomfortable, but may I see your spellbook for a moment? And I'm just going to like leaf through it and see like if there's anything that seems like would basically definitively confirm for me that like this is Marin Celendia, like numerically identical with the one we know from Mossstone. I have not. I'm just like looking to see if there's anything that says to me like, yeah, this is an immensely powerful wizard that like I will just close it and hand it back and say, this is impressive work. You are a learned wizard. And then I will turn to Isolde and say, I don't know what's happening, but it appears that this is in fact Master Marin.
Do you just say that like out loud so that everyone hears you?
Well, I say it like quietly to
Okay.
Isolde, but like
okay.
loud enough that anyone in the squad would be able to hear that.
She'll just kind of nod. Yeah, I'm not sure how that is possible.
So I like say to Marin, this might be a weird question, but do you know the date that you entered the Yithrin in?
Yeah, what date is it?
Interesting.
I'm just trying to figure some things out. What were you doing before you went to Yithrin? Where did you live down south? I can't say that I am.
Is it near Mossstone?
Intrigue. So, the current year is 1415, and he said that he went to Yithrin in 1415?
I'm going
He's
to offer
like
him. I'm going to offer him my spell book and ask him if anything about it strikes him in any particular way. Because I don't remember for sure, but I think Marin gave me a reasonable facsimile of Moltanis' spell book. Yeah. So then, yeah, I'm gonna hand it to him and see what he makes of it. Yes, it is. It is from my time with the Netherese. This is perhaps another strange question, but I don't suppose it might be Marin and Celindia Jr. or something to that effect?
We are from all over. Many different places.
But we met in Mostown. I doubt it.
I guess Vosner would. He might have the. It's still on his cloak. If we've taken a short rest, then no.
Isolde would have her ring.
Yeah.
Right, the ring.
No.
But can't you take it out and look at it?
Well, like, would she be wearing it if she's not attuned?
I was up until like yesterday wearing mithril that Pickanip had made out of the scraps of Ease armor. But I don't think I have any other signifiers.
I thought the ring was in the shape of the sun.
Oh, you know what? My axe is from the guild. No, it's not. Never mind.
So close.
It was made for me in New Gunderland. We have no identifying features. We are just a bunch of travelers.
Wait, where's the ring? Don't you have Marin's ring?
I do,
Like,
but it's in my
in
bag.
the bag?
Well,
Can't you
like,
take
we're
it
not
out of the
trying
bag?
to show him things. It's like if he
Right.
noticed.
He's
Oh, okay.
looking.
Gotcha.
Taryn looks to Isolde.
Well, we were I guess sent here on a bit of a mission. We work for a guild that we are part of.
An adventuring guild based out of Mostown.
Yes, we were sent by our teachers.
Can I do an insight again?
I'm gonna insight check.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to turn back to Isolde and say very quietly, this is the most confusing situation I've ever been in, and I'm not sure how to react, but it seems like perhaps the truth is the best thing we can do at this point.
I think so as well. I don't really want to leave here without some clarity. And she'll look back at Marin. Have you ever seen one of these before? And she motions to the Mythalar. Right. And she'll kind of exchange looks with Damon again.
Are you then planning on returning to Yithrin?
Perhaps if you need company, we could join you. If you have a few days to put the journey off.
Yeah.
Damon will pause and he looks at everyone in the squad for a moment.
Taryn's like visibly disappointed by that.
And then he pauses and looks at everybody in the squad, and then he will just say, "Yes, it's perhaps all for the best. Our master, Marin Selendia, has other tasks for us, no doubt." Damon will just nod and say, "I wish you the best of luck on your quest. I have no doubt you will be successful."
So, you know then, you've spoken to Master Marin. This is so bizarre. I know you said that you don't have to explain yourself, and I think that is probably for the best because I don't think that I would understand your explanation. But I do look forward to having that conversation with him. Is there anything that you need from us to complete your journey? Yes, I'm not sure what would have happened if we had not come. Would you do me one further favor? And she'll take out the map of the north that her father gave her. We might also have reason to return to Yithrin at some point. Is it possible that you could mark for us where it is that you are going? Ah, sensitive information, I suppose. Oh, alright. And she'll dig around in her bag and take out some rations for him. Well, feel free to contact me if you need us. And then she'll just kind of stare into space and wonder how it is that she would contact him. If she intends to send a message to Marin. And she'll get lost in that for a second.
Dwarf is gonna walk up and go, "Oh, wait a second. Who was that?"
That's perfect.
I don't know how, but that was Marin from the guild. But like a younger Marin? But also from this year? And he's met himself? I don't know.
Well, if there was any doubt about whether it was time for me to retire before, now it's pretty much settled. The world's gotten too strange.
Yes, are you going to accompany us to watch Hannah's ascension, or are you going to stay in Brynchender?
Oh, I'll come with. Yeah. I got nothing to do, right?
Alright. Well, I suppose if everyone has all of their gold, oh, and I assume we smashed all the eggs and killed all the wormlings that were in that cave.
Can we take one as a pet?
Yep.
Bosner agrees.
Kind of.
Yeah. Will it be evil? Do we raise it to?
That's cute.
So cute. Hey, do you think I'll turn to Taryn and I'm like, hey, do you think Rusty would want to raise these guys?
Taryn legitimately doesn't know. He says a lot of people think chromatic dragons are born evil.
I'm looking at them like run around, like that doesn't seem very evil. That just seems very dragony. What about your people? What do you think? Do you think they would be well to foster?
My people either hate dragons for being dragons, or they are religious zealots. Or just he softens after religious zealots and says, like, we're simply ignorant and rustic. I don't think they would be willing to raise a white dragon.
And
He kind of extends his hand towards one of them to see what happens.
like a playful blight, or like it's going to kill you blight.
Yep. Izzy will start taking care of the dragons.
Damon will pull out the dragon slaying sword and just cut them all down.
Laszlo just looks very sad that this had to happen.
Damon will just smash those with the sword as well.
There's no way to teach them otherwise.
If there is, I don't think that we would know it or be able to risk it.
Damon now looks a little bit extra remorseful about having killed them. But he does trust Mel that they would turn out evil.
Alright. She'll turn to Veril. I suppose then we should go to Waterdeep and see what we can do with selling some of these items.
And Vosner will say, I will journey with Mel as an escort, just in case. Well, we're transporting something very important, so I can. I thought that's. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna assist Mel. But you'll meet us at Koldahar, right?
Yep.
Yep.
We're just. Will we have time? Since we will have the whole day to get to them. Will we have time in the city? Awesome.
I turn to Izzy and Karen before they leave, and I say, if you can find anything about traveling between planes or something like that, let me know, or pick something up. I feel like there's something more going on. We just need more information. Yeah. Well, thank you for that. I definitely enjoy that.
Yeah, I'll go with the group just to see the city mostly, because obviously he's going to keep his share with him since he's going to be using it. But yeah, I mean, I don't think he'd pass up the opportunity to check out this new city.
What does this room look like it is? Like a temple or a library?
See in front of you a very crowded street, probably more crowded than anything you've seen before. Just lots and lots of kind of buildings with pointy towers, and as far as you can see, urban sprawl. You have no sense of like when it ends. Like, this is the largest city in Faerun, and it's pretty immense. Walking past you, like in massive plate armor, is it looks to be some kind of giant standing next to a wyvern who seems to just be on guard patrol of the city. And flying high in the sky, you see a small squadron of guards riding on griffins, sort of just flying by. And on the streets, you hear the clamor of a number of marketplace vendors calling out to sell their wares, and Varel sort of steps past them, ignoring them, taking you towards the marketplace.
This is very overwhelming. I don't think I've ever been anywhere this crowded.
Varel imperceptibly smiles and says, "Yes, it is the largest populated city in the world."
Bit of a culture shock from Bryn Shander.
Yeah, you guys notice now, standing in your furs, sort of still sort of dealing with the wounds from this dragon, that you feel a little bit out of place. Everybody around you is walking in sort of casual, slightly warmer clothes, wools and stuff, but nobody's wearing heavy furs, nor is anybody wearing armor and weaponry. It's just kind of people casually walking about, feeling rather safe without needing weapons.
I'll turn to Varel and just ask, is it okay to have, weapons and such in this city? We've been to others where we weren't allowed, so I don't want to break any rules.
He thinks for a moment and says, "So long as you keep them at your side, I'm sure it will be no problem."
Alright.
And he leads you down the street, and you continue to walk, and it's a long walk. You go down block after block after block through this city, various neighborhoods. At one point, you're sort of in a rich neighborhood with these huge manors and walls and gates, so you can't go in. And then you find yourself in sort of like a pub district where there's all these different bars and people singing and dancing and playing music. And then you wander into this massive market square where there are just like hundreds of shops. And in this market square, some of the shops butt up against buildings, and the buildings themselves are also shops that sell magic items. And Varel takes you into one of the fanciest looking ones, carrying his small bag of gold, and says, "This one ought to do." And he takes you inside, and you guys are met by a very well-dressed man who sort of clamors to help you, seeing your giant bags of gold. Says, "Oh, what can I do? What do you need?"
Do we have a list maybe of what this guy sells?
One second.
Okay. I know we used a lot of consumables in the last fight, so just check and make sure that you have like at least a healing potion. And if not, we will put it on the list.
I have a potion of greater healing.
Okay.
I have a greater and a superior.
Cool. I think our biggest thing is going to be finding some diamonds.
Oh, and Vosner would have made a request for things for a hero's feast. Gold chalice and gems.
Wait, say that again? I'm going to make a little list.
I need gold chalice, and let me give you the exact stuff. So, give me a sec.
Let's see if we can get a second bag of holding. I need diamonds.
Damon's gonna look for like approximately 1,000 gold of fine inks and materials for copying spells. If
I
we
need
can
I'm
a
sure I have it.
gem encrusted bowl worth 1,000 gold pieces.
Is that in addition to the gold chalice or no?
No, that's it.
Okay, just one gem encrusted bowl worth 1,000. We'll have to see if we can find that. Otherwise, we might just have to have it commissioned and shipped to Moston.
There are only a few things a druid would ever want, and you can't get this one, a golden or a gem encrusted one.
Depends on whether there's a gem encrusted bowl creator in this town.
Unbelievable.
Oh yeah, there is. So yeah, it should be all the Silvery Moon prices plus more stuff. So I'm trying to spend it.
Cool. I know at one point, oh, I did make a list of magic items that I wanted. You know, we should probably buy Varel some more pearls. I would assume he's almost out, considering the way he uses them.
Like Skittles.
Oh, that's funny. I had Gloves of Thievery on this list for Johoff, and we just got those in the Dragon Loot.
Yeah, I was looking at those in the loot. I'm not sure. We only have 3 attunement slots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm all full up.
That's fair. Plus, hopefully you're not going to be doing that much breaking and entering as the proprietor of an orphanage.
That's how we're gonna fund ourselves.
That's fair. Just don't steal from 10 towns. I will copy this list that I made in case any of you want to Google any of this stuff. You can tell I made it a long time ago. I feel like if we could find a parapet of wound closure, it would be nice to give one to Taryn. Although I also assume you're probably full up on attunement slots.
Yeah, I'm pretty tapped out attunement-wise. You work it up though.
Or anything to boost wisdom scores.
I don't think I had anything like that on this list. The dust of disappearance could be fun if we could find it. You just like dust something and become invisible for 2d4 minutes. You and each creature and object within 10 feet of you.
I got it.
Let's see, fam. In the bag of holding, I assume the Staff of Withering is up for sale.
Yeah.
Yep.
And maybe the key?
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Okay.
Bosner will
so-
keep, or I can use the +3 longsword, so Bosner would probably want to keep that. Can I?
That is-
I'll double check on that. Probably not. If it's not a martial weapon.
Yeah, I definitely left that in a cave anyway. Oh, okay. But I'll put the key and the Staff of Withering on the counter. And let's see. Does anyone have any need for the Ion Stones?
Actually, what? Let me look at them real quick.
One of them you can use a reaction to cancel a spell of 4th level or lower. As long as it's targeting only you.
Is that in the inventory?
It's in the bag of holding. It's
Oh.
the Ion Stone of Absorption.
Um,
And then our other one increases con score by 2.
Yeah, I don't think I want to burn an attunement slot on it.
Okay. Put that on the selling things list. Pearls, if you have pearls. Or, I'm looking for a bowl that is, covered in gemstones. A chalice or a bowl would work as well, as long as it was, encrusted with gemstones. And at least like 1,000 gold of gemstones. Ooh. That's a beautiful selection.
Make sure to keep Vosmer's taste in mind.
Yeah, she'll pick out one that's like kind of got some coppery tones to it, maybe with green gemstones. And if you sell diamonds, we need diamonds and a bag of holding. Wow. All right. Okay. I like kind of point to the ones that she wants, and I will add them to a list of things that we are buying. I'm gonna get one 500 GP, probably two 300 GP, and about 450 in small. I did not see any. Do you have a bag of holding?
Yeah, oh, he's got like a bunch of different ones with different embroidery and styles.
Ooh.
I can pick up another one of those.
Yeah, let me look how much it is. Bag of holding 8,400.
Yeah, that will pay for itself.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I will take that off of the shopping list and just figure that out on my own then. So let me make a note of that. 5. Alright, not diamonds. But pearls? If you have pearls for casting. Nice. How much are pearls? Per pearl. I will get him 10 pearls. So that's 1,000 gold. Get him 20 pearls? I'll get him 20 pearls. I don't know the next time we're going to be able to buy pearls.
Yeah. Well, we've spent 12,400 gold. That include the bag of holding?
Yep.
Alright. Do we want to sell off the remainder of the things? Or have...
Yeah. So I got as far as the Ioun Stone. Do you want the Ruby of the War Mage, or are we selling that?
I think we're selling.
Yeah, I
Ruby
think
of the War
so.
Mage. Gloves of Thievery.
I think we're selling.
And then the Helm of the Ram is very cool. But I don't think any of us would use it. So put that on the list. Helm of the Ram. D?
I don't. I may have put it on, but I never attuned to it. And I don't have the slots to attune to it.
Okay, but you don't want to sell it. You might want to keep it for later.
I guess like given that attunement takes like an hour, it does seem like if we have the room to hang on to it, it could be
Yeah.
situationally useful.
Yeah.
I kind of feel that way about the Gloves of Thievery. Like, you could slip that on if you knew you had to go break into a place.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take those two off. And then I forgot that since she's not wearing her Ioun Stone anymore, we could give that to Vosner. That would put his wisdom up to 20. Yep. Okay, so now we just have to price everything out, but this is what I have for selling. No. Son?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just to give people ideas for potential magic items they might want. Since I did some book combing way back when. Back when Missile was still with us.
Good old days.
Good old days. Pain, stone of sustenance. Thievery are worth 10,000 gold. Or they would be purchased, but probably half that one sold.
Yeah.
The dimensional shackles are pretty dope. You could shackle a creature and prevent it from using any method of extra-dimensional movement. That's dope.
Did we, or are we selling the other Dragon Horde weapons?
Oh, yeah.
Because there's some pretty
I-
expensive stuff on there.
Yeah, I did not copy those over because I had maxed out the bag of holding. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Let me make a list of those real quick. Selling. Okay. So that looks like 5,700 with gold. So I'll put that in the bag of holding. And then we have all of the weaponry. So let me look that up. Free weapon on here anywhere. Oh yeah, plus 3 weapon, 34. Okay. So, weaponry. If we were to sell them at the exact buying price, would amount to 57,500. But I think it's usually like half that. So we'll just have to see what John wants to offer. Take into account those markups. But anyone who is encumbering themselves with gold may now put the gold into the bag of holding.
I put 5,000 gold into the bag of holding, so I'm now only regular encumbered with 4,500.
Okay. See how much I would have to get rid of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the market price if we were to buy all those weapons posted in the chat. I don't know what percentage of that would be the resale price. Yes.
Can we just take our money straight to the bank instead of juggling it between the bag of holding and...
Yeah. That might be the best bet, because I can't offload anything else into the bag of holding.
And we should have 2 now, right?
Oh, yeah. Bag of holding 1. $14,000. Alright, I'm gonna put it in the bag of holding. It's gonna be maxed out till we can get to the bank.
I mean, I'm assuming if he's in the if he's like well regarded in the city, he could probably just give us like a writ to the bank.
Nice. Alright, then I will also put my money. I have 7,000 to get rid of.
Yeah, and I'll put, let's see.
Now, when money's in the bank, I assume we can take it out in like major towns like Mostone. Okay.
I'll put 8,000 into the bank as well.
Okay.
I will put 3,500 into the bank.
Okay, let's do some math in my head.
But that 3,500 came from what I was still personally holding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just kind of general
Investing.
diversified assets, you know.
I would actually like to split it between GameStop and Dogecoin.
Dragon technology.
Actually, if we've got time travel going on, can we go back 5 years and put it all in Bitcoin?
Perfect.
He's... Let me look at the robe options. I think I'm pretty good with stabs right now. Yeah, I think mine's pretty cool. Unless Marin steals it. Done it before, man.
Okay, so I went over on the spreadsheet and made a note that we've deposited 40 grand into the Waterdeep Bank. We have 2,200 platinum and 4,200 gold.
I kept 1,000 gold
Yeah, I
for
think I.
Damon to buy his inks and papers and stuff like that for
Yeah.
copying some spells.
I've got like 1,500 in walking around money.
I think it's 50 per spell level. And I've got like some level 5s and some level 4s I want to copy. Cool. Yeah. Right on.
John, what's the going market rate on buying an orphanage and stocking it? Yep.
Yep, that's what we're going for.
Price per orphan.
Free?
Free range if you have them.
We only have shade grown.
Bullshit.
Yeah, you could have like a small wooden building for 1,500 gold, or a nice stone building for 3,000 gold, and if you wanna like, that's per room basically. So if you wanted like an orphanage, you're probably looking at like 10,000 gold to make a big wooden building, and 30,000 gold to make a big stone building. Okay, so if wood is fine, then for 10,000 gold, you could probably buy a very nice, or have one constructed for you, large sort of like inn or something that's gone out of business, and convert it into an orphanage.
Is that too much for the group?
No, I was gonna ask if we should maybe give you like 12,000 so you can buy food for the orphans.
Yeah, I'd say fully stocked,
Yeah.
12,000.
Yeah, do you have to feed them? I'm not really
I
sure.
think so. I think you have to like give them exercise.
There's
Water them twice a day.
they self-feed, I think.
I thought you just plant them outside. Right.
It started to be a little more complicated than Joe Hoff had originally intended.
You just turn them out into the city for the day, and they're responsible for themselves, I think.
We'll say that if you're doing this as like some sort of service to the city, that the city will give you the building and all that stuff, and you'll own the building. So if you ever want to change what it is, you would have the rights. But for $6,000, you're committed to help the orphans. So 6,000 gold, you'd be fully furnished orphanage, and people would be volunteering to help.
So sweet of them.
No.
Alright, you're officially on the ledger as 6,000 gold for Joe Hoff's home for little shits.
Thanks.
Nailed it. Alright, so Damon, you want me to take 1,000 out of the bag of holding for gold inks and stuff?
I kept 1,000 for myself, so
Oh,
I
okay.
just took it out of my inventory.
Cool.
So I'm also unencumbered now, which is nice.
Always nice to be unencumbered. Anything else we need in Waterdeep? Anywhere we want to go check out?
If there's time, Taryn will like wander towards the library. That's fine by Terran. He's just gonna look up like soul things, like what are souls, how do they work, where do they go, how does that work? Investigation. So he's looking right now at like the process of souls passing over and like how does that work? All right, cool. And he's looking for like that's general stuff. He's trying to narrow in on like the actual process of crossing over. Like how does that? What are the mechanics of that? Yeah, like the process between when you die and like your soul gets where it's going. Okay, cool.
It's your basic tethered to alignment plane theory of the soul.
Right.
Yeah, classic.
And I'm assuming what you do when you sell your soul is you change the place you're tethered to wherever you sold your soul to. Right. Got it.
I think I would join Taryn at the library if he's going to be there for a while, but I'm just looking for like a quiet place to like copy these spells down and go over them and learn them.
Good to know. Do we want to extrapolate away then? And if people want to spend what's in the bank, we can kind of retroactively do that.
Yeah, that's fine. If you
Yeah,
really
that
want to.
sounds good.
Okay. So you guys grab your bags of ? Loot, and your receipt said you've got a lot of money in the bank in Waterdeep, and you've got a second bag of holding now. They offer to convert all of your gold to platinum in case you actually want to just carry it with you instead of leaving it in the bank, but that is your call. And then
How much is a platinum worth?
10 gold.
Taryn will do that with his walking around money
Okay.
that he's kept. So
And then, let's see.
Yeah,
yeah,
you
good.
know of any good taverns in town, John?
Or Vero.
it's like the bar where everybody there brings a book to the bar.
Yeah.
Still up 8-bit. 8. Well, you can't have both. Overly potent booze, and you're not allowed to make any noise. That doesn't work.
I'm here for it.
Is there?
There's like cubicles and someone's like, and the boss is coming over. And
Excellent. Yeah, I mean, it's all prepared. I just need to gather everyone together and, you know. I don't think so. I think the city would be a little overwhelming for her, so I think she's still mentally in Koldar.
Center of the room once again. And she smiles.
So exciting.
Yeah, of course. I wouldn't want to have had anything have happened.
A little bit surreal, but productive. I think Hannah has waited long enough. All that work for Mythalar.
And then you go and delete the thing.
And Hannah steps into the center of it, holding
I will look over at Mel. Is that what was supposed to happen? That is horrifying.
Well, I meant to say to her before she did that not to be an asshole. Well, hopefully she gets it. You know, guys, one time I gave her a fucking healing potion. She didn't say thank you or nothing, but I gave a healing potion to a goddess.
I'm sure she's very grateful.
You are famous now.
Yeah, well, the spider ain't nothing big. That all had that under control the whole time.
Yeah.
Wow. Very cool.
Oh,
Hmm.
Oh, dang.
That's very cool. I'll turn to Mel for a second and say, do you know where she would have ascended? Like, did she have a home plane? How wonderful.
I do not understand. Did she die? Fascinating. It feels so peaceful here. Damon will think about that for a minute and then he just nods.
Jooff looks around in the room that they no longer have any reason to be there anymore, and just kind of goes,
Well, this is fucking awkward now.
For the most part, there is a good deal of silver and copper up there. But if you do return to gather it, if you could do me a favor and bring some of it to Bryn Shander, I think the town, well, they need some help recovering from everything that has happened, so if you have the time. I don't think that we have anything left to do here then. Our next task is to also return, I guess, back to Luskin for now, and then back down south. Yeah, she does too.
It is a comfort to know that you will be here, Mel.
I think you will do well. Let us know if you ever need us. And I guess, unless anyone else has other thoughts, we, Oh. Isn't it gonna make him old?
I think that's a good thing for dragons.
Yeah, he'll be ancient by tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we'll head
Yeah,
out.
so, yeah.
Before we leave, hearing Ozolda's response, like after the room with Mel, but before we head out, Karen will ask Ozolda, so we're giving up on Yesman then?
It seemed from what the younger Meren said that it might still be a possibility to go, but there are some things that our Meren has to tell us first. I tried, as far as getting the location so that we could go now.
Karen just kind of nods.
I know it meant a lot to you, but hopefully... I don't understand all this stuff with Meren and the younger Meren, but maybe by the time we return home, Master Meren will trust us with some new information, things that could help you.
Karen nods and says, maybe, but what happens if he can't? This morning we just slaughtered a bunch of children for the good.
Are you afraid to tell him what happened to you?
Yes. I do not know how much my well-being will be factored in.
You think maybe he will see you like the wormlings?
It would not be surprising. And I was hoping that if we had a solution by the time we got back, it would be an inconvenience or something in our history. But if we do not, then there's a risk that I will be a wormling, as it were.
Well, if it makes any difference, I don't think any of us would let anything happen to you. But we don't have to tell him if you don't want to.
I'd rather we didn't, but do you think he will not know?
That I'm not sure. I think of all the teachers, I somehow know the least about Merrin. But there are still very important things for us to do. I think anyone who would act against you at this point would be acting against, well, everything that we've been tasked to do by the gods. I think this is above Merrin at this point. So he might express his concerns if he does know instinctually what happened. But I don't think you have to worry that you're in danger.
Karen nods again. But he's not super convinced. Like, that's obvious he's not convinced, but he's not going to argue anymore. He says, very well, I guess Luskin is next for us.
I think so. And if we do get there and he does not seem to know, I will leave it up to you to say what you wish. It is not my business to tell anyone the status of your soul. Okay?
Taryn nods and says thank you.
Are you, hesitant to also give up the things that we have found here? She'll kind of look at his staff.
He nods and goes, yeah, I've been a bit taken with it. And if Yithrin is as dangerous as they say, as young Marin said, trying to go through with Yithrin or any other task without it will be harder.
Well, we can certainly ask to keep it, though he was, afraid that it might fall into the wrong hands if we kept it for too long. We're pretty good at defending ourselves, though.
We do alright.
Seems just about as safe with us as it would be anywhere else.
It does seem that way, especially if they don't have the rest of the staves anyways.
True. And probably most dangerous in your hands. And she'll kind of give him a smile.
We tend to, it seems to compliment me.
It does. Well, we will know the answers to all of our questions soon enough. And, I think there's a lot that we can learn when we get back. And she'll just kind of like give him a smile and head back outside with everyone else.
Taryn will follow.
Vosner. Yeah, Vosner's gonna head to Mel, and he's going to say, "I've been having these strange dreams, and I don't know if you or anyone in your family has experienced such things, but I know that at least for some of my party, some of my friends, communing with the dragons is important. And I know the bronze dragon by where we're from was very helpful. Do you know of any other chromatic dragons or metallic dragons that would be willing to teach us in helping us with our larger quest?" Well, not as of the last couple weeks, but within the past year or so. But I don't know if I have, GM. Let me see if I can remember. Oh, right. Okay, yeah. Yeah. I tell him about the one about Saloon, but she doesn't know of the Shadowfell one. Or if there's none of the Shadowfell ones have happened here. Hmm. Okay. Well, that's actually pretty helpful. Do you know the names of the other dragons? Pretty sure just a tidbit, then I could probably find a thread to follow. Essentially, yeah. Yeah. All right. And then I already talked to the other guy. All right. Yeah, I think that's it.
Joe has nothing he wants to do in that area, except maybe just mention to Mel that he's going to stick around if he wants a drinking buddy. And then Yeah, sounds good. And then he's just gonna kind of step out, and I mean, I guess I don't know what the rest of the group's plan is. He's gonna head back to Bryn Shander. I don't know if that's what they're gonna do as well. I'm assuming Izzy wants to say goodbye to her family. Gross.
What? Right, what? Yeah. So Vosner will go up to the tree, and um, he will essentially um, put his hand on it, and then you just see these vines kind of sprout around the bottom of the tree, and it kind of wraps around, and then all of a sudden a portal like appears, and it sort of widens with this like sort of green golden light um, that's there, and so then we all kind of hop through it. Yeah. That was certainly much faster.
That is very cool.
I'm getting a little better at this stuff.
Quite a bit better, I would say. It's quite impressive. And she'll kind of look over at Johoff. Well, I suppose you're not coming with us to Luskin, are you?
No, I think this is the end of my path for now.
Well, perhaps we should all go have one last drink at the inn before we part ways.
I think that sounds like a wonderful idea.
All right. Yes. Yes, we did. It's been taken care of. We've already been to Waterdeep and back just today, so. Thanks. No. No, we are leaving, probably in the morning. Is it morning? What time is it? Okay, yeah. In the morning. A few stops on the way, but yes. We will certainly try and manage that. Though I'm not sure where we'll end up next. It could be, the other side of the continent. Yes. And I can always send you messages and letters. Buddy. She's also gonna put some of the gold that she has in a bag and try to give it to her father for the inn. I don't know, what would be like a lot of money around here? Like 500 gold? Yeah, she'll give him 500 gold. Or if there are others that need it more than you, please, don't feel bad if you have to give it all to someone else. It is to help make things better. And she will drink and eat with everyone else. Oop. Sure. Eyes of the wall.
Vosner will go to Johoff and say, well, we're going to miss you. But have you thought of a place where you might want to have your building?
Yeah, there's some real estate here in Bryn Shadow that actually has caught my eye. Might need a little bit of sprucing up, but I think it'll do nicely.
Well, before we leave tomorrow, let me know, and I'll give you a parting gift for you and the rest of the little shits to remember us by.
Well, I appreciate that. That's very nice of you.
And don't mention it. So, what are you gonna teach them?
Oh, thievery and gang-related activities.
Okay. So, pretty
Yeah.
much the usual.
I'm just kidding. I figure there's been enough death in this area that probably a lot of the local trades folks could use some help around the shop. So probably try to apprentice some of them out to local tradesmen alike. I might teach a few of them to fight, maybe, just in case they're needed around the area. And yeah, that's about it, I suppose. We'll see how things go.
Yeah. Well, I hope you find quite a bit of peace here.
Yeah, me too. Thank you.
With all the shit we've been through, I'd say you more than deserve it.
Yeah, I know I looks as fit as a fiddle, but I'm starting to feel my age on me.
You're getting old, Joha?
I think I've been old since I was 6 years old.
I think if you eat a few more vegetables, that might change something.
Yeah, you watch your fucking mouth, right?
Paco pops out and leaves a piece of like a mostly eaten carrot on the table next to you.
Show off will sort of eye it and then brush it away so it rolls across the table.
Paco looks cross. Well, maybe one day.
Yeah, don't hold your breath.
Well, you gotta live a long time to take care of those little ones.
I suppose I got words for you all. Joff is going to kind of stand up and... Oh, I can't move that way because it collides with a wall. There we go. Stand up and stand at the edge of the table. Kind of... sort of... Even though none of you are actually saying anything at the moment, he'll, like, pound on the table to get your attention. Right. So, you know, I suppose this is the end of our path together for now. I've got some shit I wants to say to you all that I've been maybe avoiding saying because I wasn't sure exactly how you'd all take it. Right, and I guess it doesn't fucking matter now. So, right, I guess I'll just get right to it. Got something to say for each of yous. Right, first of all, Viral, I doesn't like you very much. You's kind of a pretentious fuck. But, you know, I thinks maybe you doesn't know how good a person is by how pretentious they is or not, but how that person acts when the chips is down. And I'll be the first to admit that you have saved my ass more than once in a fight. And you put yourself right in the middle of danger for a fucker who you barely knew and who, frankly, was not very civil to use. And, you know, I think that's the mark of a good person. So I'll thank you for all of that and for the fact that I am a better person because of yous. Now loosen the fuck up. Yeah, fuck off. Alright, now, who's next? Let's see here. Taryn. You know, it's interesting. I met you the first time I was rescuing you, fighting some fucking dragon. It's interesting that that's how our last mission together was. I remember thinking, like, well, we rescuing this little shit, it's even worth it. And then I remember we was fighting, and all of a sudden you shook off that fucking dragon's, I don't know, mind control or whatever, and fucking killed him. You're a strong fucker. And, you know, I've watched you lose your innocence over the time that I've known you. I suppose that makes you strong. I had that same experience myself, as I suppose you know. And I think, thanks to being with this here group, I have realized something that I hope you realize. is that what's you fighting against is never going to be quite as important as what you fighting for. And no matter, you know, what fucker thinks they own your soul, use your own person.
Taryn will raise his glass.
Yeah, and if that Marin fucker ever gives you any too much shit, you always come have a place here if you want to come back.
Taryn will says I'll drink to that and then throws some back.
Right, let's see here. Who else? Damon, or doesn't even know what you is. You and all joined a group around the same time, if I recall. Turns out you was living in my sewers like some kind of creepy fucker. And I gotta be honest, upon meeting you, I never figured that I would count some kind of moving statue fucker as a friend, but I am proud to call you a friend. And look, I know I've overheard you talking to people that you doesn't know what you is and who created you. Look, brother, stop defining yourself in terms of what you might be missing and start defining yourself in terms of what you has to offer, which frankly is a fucking hell of a lot. And that's it for you, Damon. I've got nothing else.
Point of order. I was in those sewers long before you, but your sentiment is well taken. Thank you, Johoff.
Right. Bosner, you awkward fuck. Look, I doesn't know what you's got going on. You's head is in the clouds half the time, dealing with some kind of shadowy shit. It's beyond anything I've ever seen. But, I've got to tell you that, I feels better, and I always will feel better knowing that you stand between the world and whatever shadowy shit is out there trying to get to us. Oh, I'm grateful for what you does.
You're welcome, Johoff. I'm glad to be a part of making the world a little safer.
And is older. Well, look, I know I gives you a hard time about the gods. I know you and I is never going to fully agree on that. But I've seen you do crazy shit. And not because of who you serve, but because of who you is. I have seen you inspire people beyond anything I thought possible. You is going to be the strongest of us all. I think you already is, frankly. And I loves you for the family you let me into, and I'm proud to be your friend. Now, of course, if yous ever need me, you just use that funky spell shit you got and give me a call. And hell nor heaven will not keep me away from you guys. And yeah, that's what I got to say. Not much for words, right? But you know, and he just lifts up his bottle of booze and kind of vaguely sort of gestures like a toast to everybody.
Yeah, she'll lift her glass with him.
Bosner will lift his.
To
Taryn will
the
lift his.
to the best
His-
family that a familyless orphan fucker could ask.
Cheers to that. And thank you for everything that you've done. I know you weren't keen on half of the things that we were doing, but you have always stood up for what you believed in and made us rethink some things a time or two. I will be grateful to have the chance to fight with you again someday.
Yeah, just remember
Or
all
at least drink
is
with you.
now.
Well,
And
I will be checking in.
good. I have a feeling I'm going to need that. And for what it's worth, I'll be keeping an eye on your family as well.
It would be appreciated. I know it might not seem like it from the short interaction that we had, but my mother can be a bit of trouble. She's very stubborn and rushes into things. Like trying to lead a resistance, you know? So,
Well,
do keep
good.
an eye.
It'll be if you've never even left then.
Yeah. I suppose that's true. She'll kind of look around the table, realizing that the group is getting smaller and smaller. Is there anything that you would want us to do for you back in Mostone? Do you have things that need to be sent, or people that you would like to have know where you are?
Well, I suppose it wouldn't hurt if you just mentioned to Big Pete what's happened, right? Well, I doesn't know that it makes any difference either way, but I suppose he'd appreciate knowing what's going on.
Sure.
And he pulls the hammer from his belt and sort of sets it on the table. I doesn't think this belongs to me anymore.
That bit is going to be a bit harder to deal with.
Well, I'm not saying you got to do anything in particular with it, but just hang on to it, I suppose. And if some, fucker comes along that seems like there's a right fit, give it to him. Otherwise, hang on to it. Maybe when I'll see you next, I'll take it back.
All right. We could do that.
And then finally, I suppose the last thing I thought is you can feel free to tell Merlin from me that he can go fuck himself.
If necessary, I think I might.
Well, I like to hear.
I'm not really sure anymore what his role is in any of this. I still trust him for the most part, but I think I define myself a little bit less as a student of his. I think we have bigger things to do now.
I would say so. Not to mention, I reckon you can give him a fucking run for his money anyway.
Hopefully I will never need to do that, but if, she'll kind of look around the table. If it was ever necessary, I would. For any of you. But that is all hypothetical.
Well, in spite of it all, and all the things we've lost, I am glad to have met you all. Well, I does wish that E and Missile and DeMarcus could be here. I suppose nature of things.
I think we were all better for having known you, Joaf, and I'm sure there are many things left for you to teach us in the future.
Nah.
But I have to say, there is some small part of me that is very excited for a bunch of children to teach you a thing or two.
Now, the way I see it, the kids are probably gonna go out and work for the day and then come back and just be very quiet and go to bed. That's what I'm figuring in my mind. It's fine.
Sure. I think you should keep that expectation for as long as possible. And then, send me a letter someday and then let me know how it's going. Because that's the part that I want to hear.
Yeah, well, right. I mean, I doesn't write so good, but I will do my best.
Good. And she'll go behind the bar and ask her dad for a very nice bottle of liquor and share it with everyone for the evening. Nice. I mean, we'll try. I
Yep.
think so. I can still move. Just like a little blip.
Oh, Joe is actually going to rummage around in his pouch and pull out some, like, crumpled up pieces of paper. And it's going to say, right, I almost forgot. Well, it wasn't so much forgetting as I maybe thought about not doing this, but, Willem was something of an artist when he was alive, and he kind of showed me the ropes, although I'm not what I would call particularly good. And anyway, I've been trying to take a few quiet moments since we've known each other to do a couple little sketches. And I thought maybe you guys would like to have them. They're not very good, and if you leave here today and just chuck them, that's fine. I won't know the difference. And he'll like take a ball of the crumpled up paper and sort of pull up a corner to see what it is, and then hand it to one of you, and then pull up another corner. And they're like moderately well done charcoal sketches of you guys that he hands to you. None of them are like very good, but you can at least tell that it's supposed to be you.
I like it.
Well, I suppose that's it for me.
Towards the end of the night, after everybody's kind of finished conversing, Damon will turn to Johaff and just say, I must confess, Johaff, I have always retained a secret hope that at some point I might acquire some way of sharing a drink with you. It seems that won't happen before we part ways, but perhaps down the line we may get that opportunity.
Oh, I reckon we'll figure out a way because, you've got a long life ahead of you, no end in sight. And I figure I'm going to die at the ripe old age of 100, so still got a while.
His eyes kind of, give off a smile at that, and he says, yes, it is to be devoutly hoped that that opportunity will arise. And then he will say, good night, Johaff, and best of luck with your orphanage for those little shits.
Yeah, right. Good night, Dame.
While I guess at night, while everyone is sleeping, how do you think, given the geography of the city, that it's, I don't know, over a half mile wide? Yeah, the city, Brinchander. Vosner will go to Joab and say, "This is going to take me a while, probably all night, but so you guys have a good first year. I'm going to enrich the area so that any little garden or farm that he decides to teach them how to grow food will be bountiful for a little bit." Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I appreciate that very much.
Yeah. Try a couple of the vegetables. I think it'll do you good.
Joff is just gonna kind of vaguely nod at that, as if he's like, "Oh, yeah, sure."
Mm-hmm. Also, some of the fruit you can turn into booze, but you know.
Well, you don't fucking say. Why didn't you leave with that?
I'll miss you, old friend, and I'll tap him on the shoulder.
I'll miss you too.
What a nice family. Who the fuck knows? Nice. What a mensch.
Are we flying to Luskin or the other city?
Fire shear.
Fireshare.
Damn. That's awesome.
Sounds good.
A nice
Don't have
bird
to
like
risk. Don't have to risk more Krakens.
Yeah.
can't help but feel that it, even from up here, looks like it is no longer in turmoil, that you have sort of set the world to rights in this small part of the world, and that it is sort of at peace as it's healing. And you get the feeling that maybe today it's a little bit warmer, like the winter is starting to wane and spring is starting to begin in the north. And a flying kraken comes out, and you guys fly all the way to the outer gates of Luskin on the north side, and you guys find yourselves near the. Oh, I don't have my Luskin map up. Find yourself entering in on the north side near the Mirabar district, coming in on a path. And around you are a number of. I guess I can change that.
It's been a while. I don't know. How's the town look? Is it like, been destroyed by the reign of the Pirate Queen? Oh boy. Wow.
She seems to be doing well.
I would say so.
How does our island look? Our islands. The whole thing's spooky.
So, for the record, if I remember right, she gave us the ruins. Oh. Nice.
Basically, you split the island and let the Wizards Alliance use the Host Tower of the Arcane.
And we made claim on the
And
ruins.
you took the claim of the ruins, yep.
Taryn will, track Bosmer's gaze to the island and sigh and say, I guess we've got to make sure the ruins are in working order next.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. I hope this doesn't divide us.
You guys cross the bridge into across the river Mirar and walk past the frozen rudder. Do you guys?
What time is it?
It's about after traveling that far, it's about 1 p.m.
Might as well.
Okay, and you guys walk through the market. Guards sort of stand posted for the queen, and they stop you at the bridge and ask you your business.
We are traveling to the ruins. And she kind of gives them a look like she's confused as to why they would stop them.
It's been a while. And they say, "Oh, so sorry, we didn't recognize you." And they step forward and let you walk through. 1 second, though. Sorry.
Taryn would want to just walk through. Like, he doesn't feel the need to talk to the queen or anything.
Yeah,
It feels the same way.
likewise.
The Luskin.
Taryn will ask if we want to do anything to like secure the buildings before we leave, so we don't have to trudge through giant crabs every time. Right. I mean, for anyone who's like being insightful, like Taryn's obviously just trying to come up with excuses. Or I guess for Isolde, Taryn's obviously just trying to come up with excuses not to go forward.
That was the first thing I thought of. She'll kind of look at him and, kind of in a veiled way, say, "I think everything will be okay."
Taryn kind of nods and says, we should probably be going then.
Sorry, my thing crashed out. We know from last time that all we have to do is what? Have Damon open it with the staff?
Damon's gonna do it.
I will ask. They are.
Izzy will send a quick message to Marin that they are coming through the portal.
And then once Taryn hands Damon the staff, he'll just start trying to open the portal with the magic he learned from, what was her name? Katari.
Taryn will hand him the staff.
How sad does the Dragonborn look?
He is not very happy. He is kind of sad.
Oh.
The
I'm not sure I like the way that you say don't exist anymore. Oh, sad.
So, like, is it like the staff's the last thing to go through, or is it open for? Okay, Taryn will scoop up the staff, then wait for the party to go through.
Not particularly, although Izzy is kind of watching Taryn to make sure that he's okay.
I just look back to Isolde to make sure this is what we're doing, and then I'll just step through the portal.
To a familiar room with a
Nice.
So, just for the record, because like I remember, is the key to the portal just for the first open, or does whoever goes through? Okay. Yeah.
So you'll just have to persuade Marin that we can definitely handle keeping it.
Right.
This definitely felt like a session that should end with somebody saying we have a lot to talk about.
It does.
It really does.
I look forward to the beginning of next session with you guys holding Marin off the top of the guild by his legs, screaming, "Who is young Marin? Who the fuck is that?"
It needs to happen.